Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub, history buffs and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into the story of a coin that's in your pocket, your wallet, or maybe even at the bottom of your old piggy bank, the USA quarter dollar from 1979. But let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered if that seemingly ordinary 25-cent coin could be worth more than its face value? Stick around, because we're about to unlock some shocking facts that might make you rethink the change you carry. By the end of this video, you might just want to check your pockets. But don't go digging just yet. Let's unravel the mysteries behind this coin, because, trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. To truly appreciate the 1979 USA quarter dollar, we need to step back in time. The year 1979. What a year! A world on the brink of new technology, with nations shaping themselves for a digital future. In the United States, President Jimmy Carter was dealing with an energy crisis and high inflation. And amidst all this chaos and change, our humble quarter coin was quietly circulating through millions of hands. Imagine, this very coin could have been part of someone's last 25 cents during tough times, or it could have bought a candy bar at the local corner store. The history embedded in each quarter tells a story far beyond its monetary value. But before we get too sentimental, let me drop a little surprise on you. The story doesn't end there. Oh no, we're just getting started. Now let's talk about the design of the 1979 quarter. On one side, we have the iconic George Washington, the first president of the United States, stern, dignified, and forever immortalized in this coin since 1932. Flip it over, and you'll find the majestic bald eagle, wings spread in all its glory. And while George might seem a little stiff, don't blame him, he's been standing there for a while. Our eagle looks ready to soar into the future. But what if I told you that even though millions of these coins were minted in 1979, some of them aren't like the others? Could your quarter be one of them? Well, hold on tight, because we're about to find out. Now, this is where things get interesting. You see, while the 1979 quarter might seem common, there's a twist. Certain mint marks, production errors, and rare variations of this quarter have made it highly desirable for collectors. Some of these coins could be worth not just $1, but hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let me introduce you to the Type 1 and Type 2 Susan B. Anthony dollar error. A rare mint error that occurred in quarters from 1979, where the mint mark appears more blurred or worn. These errors can fetch collectors' attention in dollars. In fact, rare varieties of this year's quarter have sold for over $1,000 at auctions. Could your 25 cents be hiding that secret? Feeling the itch to rummage through your old change yet? Don't rush off. There's more. In today's market, the value of a 1979 USA quarter can range from 25 cents, if it's just your regular run-of-the-mill coin, to several $100s depending on its condition and rarity. Coins in mint state, MS-65, for example, can be worth up to $500 or more, and coins with significant errors can fetch even higher prices. But the window for finding these coins is closing. As more collectors snatch them up, the value could skyrocket even further. So, if you have one sitting in your drawer, you might want to take a closer look, because that small coin could be your next treasure. But beyond the financial value, these coins carry sentimental weight. For many of us, that quarter represents moments in time. Whether it was given by a grandparent, saved from a special trip, or handed over during a purchase you'll never forget. These coins are more than just metal. They're pieces of our shared history. Maybe your 1979 quarter isn't just a coin after all. It's a story. One that spans decades, generations, and continents. That's something no price tag can ever truly capture. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. What's the hidden value of your 1979 USA quarter dollar? Well, if you're lucky enough to have one of the rare mint errors or a coin in mint state, you could be looking at a value of up to $1,500. Yes, you heard that right, $1,500 for a quarter. Imagine what you could do with that. So, before you toss your loose change into the vending machine, remember, that old coin might just be worth a fortune. Thanks for joining me on this exciting journey into the world of rare coins. If you want to uncover more hidden treasures, the top 2 coin of the USA quarter dollar from the year 1981. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter. After all, how often do we really stop to think about the coins in our pockets? But what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary coin has the potential to be worth much, much more? Before we delve into the specifics of the 1981 quarter, let's take a brief trip back in time to that year. The United States in 1981 was a country on the cusp of change. The economy was facing uncertainty, inflation was climbing, and the Cold War loomed large. This quarter, minted in such a pivotal moment, carries with it more than just monetary value. It's a piece of history, a silent witness to the transformations of that era. Imagine holding a tangible piece of the past in your hand, one that might have exchanged hands during a time of economic struggle or been part of someone's daily life as they navigated those turbulent years. But beyond its historical significance, there's something even more intriguing about this coin. You might be wondering, why 1981? What makes that particular year so important for the USA quarter dollar? Here's where the excitement builds. Coins from specific years, like 1981, can often have hidden value due to minting quirks, production numbers, or even errors that slip through unnoticed. Think of it as a tiny mistake that can make all the difference. But here's the kicker. While millions of these quarters were minted, only a handful have the characteristics that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. And that's where you come in. Could you unknowingly have a rare gem sitting in your collection, waiting to be discovered? Now, here's where things get really interesting. The key to determining whether your 1981 quarter is valuable lies in the details. Specifically, the mint mark on the coin and potential errors during the minting process. Coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, while those from Denver carry a small d, and San Francisco quarters bear an S. But here's the twist. It's the errors that can make all the difference. Imagine a small flaw, like a double strike, or a missing mint mark, transforming a regular coin into a collector's treasure. It's like finding a glitch in the system that works in your favor. So, keep an eye out for these subtle differences. What seems like an imperfection could be the key to a fortune. Let's pause for a moment and think about the concept of an error. In most cases, errors are undesirable, right? But in the world of coin collecting, it's the exact opposite. An error can turn a simple, everyday coin into something extraordinary. These rare minting mistakes are like hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Imagine finding an error quarter, one with a double die or an off-center strike. Suddenly, that quarter you've been overlooking for years is worth far more than 25 cents. You could be holding a tiny fortune in your hand without even realizing it. But how do you find out? Keep watching, because we're about to dive deeper. Now, we need to talk about condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1981 quarter that's been tossed around in pockets, scraped across countertops, and handled by countless people will not be as valuable as one that's been preserved in mint condition. Imagine for a moment finding a pristine, untouched 1981 quarter. It's shiny, free of scratches, and looks like it was minted yesterday. The difference between a worn coin and a well-preserved one can be huge when it comes to value. So, if you think you have a valuable coin, check the condition carefully. It could mean the difference between a small profit and a life-changing amount. Let's talk about scarcity for a moment. The basic rule of supply and demand applies here. When something is rare, its value increases. Over time, many of these 1981 quarters have been lost, damaged, or simply disappeared from circulation. This scarcity has made them increasingly desirable to collectors. But here's where things get even more exciting. Because coins are lost or damaged over time, the ones that remain in good condition become more valuable. The window of opportunity to find one is closing fast. Could you be holding on to one of the few remaining 1981 quarters in excellent condition? You probably heard stories of people stumbling upon rare and valuable coins completely by accident. These aren't just urban legends. Real people have found valuable coins in the most unexpected places. A forgotten box in the attic, a jar of change, or even while sorting through pocket change at a local cafe. Imagine the thrill of discovering that you've been holding on to something worth thousands of dollars without even knowing it. The excitement, the rush of adrenaline, it's real, and it could happen to you. So, before you spend your next quarter, give it a second look. You might just have a treasure in your hands. So, what is the current market value for a 1981 USA quarter dollar? As with most collectibles, the value fluctuates based on demand, rarity, and condition. Right now, the market for rare coins is booming. Collectors from all over the world are hunting for coins like the 1981 quarter, and they're willing to pay top dollar for them. But here's the real kicker. While a regular 1981 quarter might fetch a modest amount, one in perfect condition with a rare error could be worth far more. So, if you think you have one of these valuable coins, it's time to get it appraised. The next few moments could be life-changing. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much could a 1981 USA quarter dollar actually be worth? If you're lucky enough to have one in excellent condition with all the right features, the value could reach an astounding $132,000. Yes, you heard that right. A small quarter, worth more than most cars, houses, or even retirement funds. So, take a moment, check your pockets, and look through your old coin collection. You never know, you might be holding a small fortune right now. Thank you for watching. If you're excited about the potential of your coins and want to learn more about how small things can grow into something incredible, don't miss my next video on the power of compounding. It's all about how small, consistent actions can lead to massive financial growth over time. The top 3 coin from USA quarter from the year 1983. It's more than just a coin in your pocket. It's a potential treasure hiding in plain sight. But by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this quarter could be worth. And trust me, the number I'll reveal in the final moments might just leave you speechless. Before we dive into the specific details of the 1983 quarter, let's take a quick look at what was happening in America that year. The 80s were a time of optimism, with the economy recovering and technology beginning to boom. The Cold War still lingered, but there was a sense of hope for the future. The country was shifting, evolving, and so was its currency. This quarter, minted in 1983, is like a time capsule from an era of change and growth. Imagine holding a piece of that history in your hands, a tangible connection to the past that carries with it not only the weight of its metal, but also the significance of its time. But there's something even more special about this coin than its historical value. Now, you might be wondering, why focus on the 1983 USA quarter dollar? What makes this coin stand out from all the others? Here's where it gets exciting. 1983 was a significant year for collectors because there were no official mint sets produced that year. As a result, finding a quarter from 1983 in pristine condition is much rarer than you might think, that it's almost like a hidden treasure. While millions of these coins were produced, very few were saved in mint condition, making them incredibly valuable to collectors today. So, the question is, do you have one of these hidden gems sitting in your collection? Let's talk about the importance of mint marks. When it comes to the 1983 quarter, the location where it was minted plays a crucial role in its value. Quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, represented by the P and D mint marks, respectively. But here's the catch. Not all quarters are created equal. Some have subtle differences, like minting errors or variations in the design, that can significantly increase their value. Think of it as finding a diamond in the rough. Those small details can make a big difference when it comes to what collectors are willing to pay. Now, imagine this. You're going through your old coins and you come across a 1983 quarter. At first glance, it looks like any other quarter you've handled countless times before. But as you inspect it closer, you notice something's off. A slight error in the minting process. Errors like double strikes, off-center strikes, or even a missing mint mark can make a huge difference. In fact, it's these rare mistakes that turn an ordinary quarter into something far more valuable. So, when you think about a simple quarter in your hand, realize it could be hiding a minting mistake worth much more than its face value point. One of the most important factors that affects the value of your 1983 quarter is its condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is king. A quarter that's been circulating for years, scuffed, scratched, and worn down will never be worth as much as one that's been carefully preserved. Imagine holding a pristine 1983 quarter, its surface unblemished, still shining like the day it was minted. This perfect condition could mean the difference between a regular coin and a highly sought-after collector's item. If you think you have a valuable quarter, the next step is to examine its condition closely. You might be surprised by what you find. Let's dig deeper into what drives the value of coins: scarcity. The fewer pristine 1983 quarters that remain in circulation, the higher their value becomes. Over time, coins get lost, damaged, or simply worn out, and that means finding one in great condition is becoming harder with each passing year. Think about it this way. Scarcity creates urgency. The more rare an item, the more people are willing to pay for it. As collectors search for the few remaining perfect 1983 quarters, the value continues to rise. So, if you've been holding onto your coins, now might be the perfect time to see if you have a rare treasure in your possession. There are stories that will make you want to check every coin in your house immediately. Take the tale of a man who found an old quarter in his pocket change, and upon closer inspection, realized it was a rare error coin. That one coin, forgotten in a jar, turned out to be worth thousands of dollars. These stories aren't just urban legends. They're real, and they happen more often than you think. Imagine finding a coin you've had for years, only to discover it's worth a small fortune. This could happen to anyone, including you. Don't overlook your quarters because you never know what might be hiding in plain sight. So, what's the market like for 1983 USA quarter dollars today? Right now, the demand for rare and valuable coins is at an all-time high. Collectors and investors are actively seeking coins from this year, and they're willing to pay significant amounts of money for them. But here's the thing. While most quarters from 1983 are worth their face value, certain ones, especially those in mint condition or with errors, can fetch thousands of dollars. If you think you have one, now is the time to get it appraised. You could be sitting on a hidden fortune, and the market is waiting. Now, let's talk numbers. How much could a 1983 USA quarter dollar be worth? If you're lucky enough to have one in near-perfect condition, with the right mint marks or even a rare error, its value could be as high as $118,000. Yes, you heard that right. One small quarter could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house down payment. So, before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. That tiny piece of metal could be holding a value far beyond what you'd ever expect. Thank you for watching. If you're excited about the potential value hidden in everyday objects like coins, then you'll love my next video on the power of compounding. It's all about how small, consistent investments can lead to huge financial growth over time. Click here to watch it and start building your wealth today.